A new museum could open in Hyannis by next summer. Superintendents across the state will gather on Cape Cod this week, and a man who continues to follow his dream after a life-altering accident will speak at Cape Cod Community College this week. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, July 14th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mantle. A pirate museum could be housed at the Armory building in Hyannis before next summer. Assistant Town Manager Mark Ells says officials are making progress with the project.
And most recently, we went forward with an RFP to look at various uses, but specifically related to our Arts and Culture District, and the thought that an educational sort of exhibit like a museum would be an appropriate use there. And another feature that goes through there, besides that falling in our Arts and Culture District, is that the Legacy Trail, JFK Legacy Trail, goes along there. It's actually one of the stops in the Legacy Trail. So we tried to incorporate all of that into a request for proposal. That's the way that we go out and we ask proposers to bid on something. And in this case, it was the future use of that parcel. We did that. We put out an RFP. There was a review committee made up of town councilors, the community at large, and then staff members. There was proposals put in. There was one proposal accepted. Believe there was only one acceptable proposal on this one, and it was for a museum that exhibited pirate-related items called Real Pirates. It was based on a traveling exhibit, I believe, that's out there. The thought, at least, the concept was based on a traveling exhibit that's out there that is an affiliation with National Geographic. There's research component to it. Barry Clifford with a local businessman teamed up to be able to bring this proposal forward. It was reviewed, it was accepted, and when the proposal was accepted, they realized that this was a for-profit organization, so there was another step which is delayed. There's a lot of people who said, why has it been so long if this is progressing? Well, it was a for-profit museum. So to do that, we had to go back to the state legislature and have them say that that was acceptable in the property. The reason we had to go back to them was they had deeded it to us in the first place and put some restrictions on it. So we finally got that approval and then went forward with the negotiations of the lease. So we will be doing a proposal, I'm sorry, not a proposal, we will be bringing forward to the town council a presentation that the proponent will do on the museum.
Great.
And then we will be asking town council for ratification of the lease, and that is something that the town manager agreed to do with the council when he originally went forward with this.
Ells says the museum owners will renovate the historic building as part of their agreement with the town.
Upgrade all of the systems certainly in the building, and then improve the building, probably interior and exterior to a certain degree. I'm sure that the windows and the entryways and physical aspects will have to be modified, but that is all part of what they will be doing. They've estimated over $2 million to do that, and so they're going to be making a substantial investment over the next, I think they're trying to get it, if we can get this lease signed and move forward this fall, they'd like to see this open next season.
Town Council will hear a presentation about the new museum at its meeting Thursday night. That meeting will be held in the Town Hall hearing room at 7 and will air live right here on Channel 18. The 20th Annual Massachusetts Association of School Superintendents Summer Conference will be held in Mashpee this week. Superintendent of Schools Dr. Mary Schakowsky says the event is a time when educators can learn from one another and share best practices.
275 or so superintendents will gather for 4 days beginning on Tuesday, and it's at Mashpee High School. And we have an opportunity, the governor also is going to be attending along with the Secretary of Education on Thursday morning to release the governor's school safety and task force. And I was fortunate to be a part of that task force, and I know Tom, our town manager, was also interviewed for that publication that's going to be coming out around school safety and the importance of schools and in town collaboration, whether it be fire, police, town manager, and school superintendent. So the governor is going to release that report. It's a report that took about a year to compile. We were meeting a month at a time over the course of this past year. So looking forward to the release of that report. But in addition to that, a well-known keynote speaker is going to be addressing the superintendents on Wednesday morning, Doris Kearns Goodwin, the famous writer and author and storyteller, and we're really, really looking forward to having her there. She was there last year as well. And I know the Bully Pulpit is one of the books that I purchased from her, and just the way she tells her stories, it's really amazing. Last year she had done a story on Lincoln and Roosevelt and rivalries and leadership. So, this is a great week for me because it's a week for me to be able to network with other superintendents across the state. And this year we've got, I think, 31 new superintendents that we're going to be sort of welcoming to the Institute. So really looking forward to this week.
The Massachusetts Association of School Superintendents Conference begins tomorrow in Mashpee and wraps up Friday. A Marston's Mills man will tell Cape Codders his story of overcoming obstacles at Cape Cod Community College this week. Communications Director Michael Gross says Jay Blake followed his dream of owning a professional auto racing team despite being blinded in an industrial accident in 1997.
He is a man, here is in Marston's Mills. This is one of those moments that just kind of arrived at the college for the summer, and we couldn't be more happy. Jay is really an amazing man. He was working right here on the, in the Cape, and had a terrible accident, unfortunately, when a massive truck tire exploded right in his face in front of him. Rather than just give up and say, fine, I guess my life is just over, Jay said, no, I'm not doing that, and turned around and now is a national crew chief of a national championship alcohol funny car, which, if anybody knows anything about drag racing, that's about as crazy as it gets in the drag racing world. The car's running on incredibly highly explosive alcohol and screaming down the track at hundreds of miles an hour. And here's a man who is totally blind, has really no sense of taste or smell. Not only does he manage the crew, he owns the crew, he works on the vehicles himself. What an amazing man, and he's coming to our college Wednesday this week, 10 o'clock in the morning, to tell his story. He started a wonderful foundation, Follow Your Dream. He is a guy who just wants people to know that whatever it is that's in front of you, get over it because you can get over it. We're very lucky. Fox Sports News is coming to do a feature on him, and they'll actually be in our Tilden Arts Center this coming Wednesday at 10 to video this presentation. So everyone who comes not only gets to hear Jay, but they get to be a part of a video and national television shoot for Jay. Jay is the crew leader of Permatex, which is an amazing product that sponsors his dragster. He'll be there. We're likely to have a great video of him and the car itself. What an amazing story. And he's right here in Marston's Mills. And I think more often than not, there are so many people around us, we don't really know their story. Maybe we see them once in a while. Maybe you see a big drag trailer once in a while or something that shows up in someone's yard, and you don't pay a lot of attention. This man is amazing. I've talked to him numerous times over this past week. I really am looking forward to hear him speak. And this is not one of those sob stories, this is terrible, but no, that's just not Jay at all. And I am truly blown away.
Blake will speak at Cape Cod Community College this Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. in the Tilden Arts Center. The event is free to attend. We'll be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program Barnstable this morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will chat with Chief of Police Paul McDonald, and we'll learn more about the Agricultural Commission with Chair Bill Pletner. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.